and the sparse bit is preserved during the backup and restore processes. It's a new option in Data ONTAP 7.3 for CIFS. It's called the Options CIFS.LM compatibility level. Windows servers can set policies to define the minimum level of security that they support when clients connect. Data ONTAP administrators can configure the storage system to deny requests from clients that are attempting to use the security level lower than some defined minimum. In Data ONTAP 7.3, we provide an option that sets the minimum security level similar to the way that Microsoft's registry variable provides the setting. And as you can see on the example here, the command is options sys.lm compatibility level and then a space, and then you put in the numbers 1 through 5, or the values 1 through 5, and it would take on these meanings. When Data ONTAP is processing an NTLM authentication token or a Kerberos ticket from a client, the value of this option will determine if the client request will be allowed or denied. F-policy enhancements. Once again, you may remember that in the 7.2 F-policy feature in Data ONTAP was enhanced. Well, it's been enhanced even further in 7.3. You may also remember that F-policy may run natively in a storage system called as file blocking. F-policy services on a storage system may be combined with third-party application servers, sometimes called F-policy servers. These third-party servers can provide hierarchical storage management, quota, and logging functionality configured as policies. Starting with Data ONTAP 7.3, F-policy would generate notifications for clients accessing through NFS version 4. This feature will be enabled transparently. Because NFS version 4 is a staple protocol, 2 new operations have been added to those supported F-policy events. These 2 operations are open and close NFS version 4 operations. I want to make note that the F-policy application server must also support NFS version 4 notifications for this feature to work. The F-policy engine uses the inode to path name translation functionality provided by Waffle to convert the inode number to a file path. To enable file extension-based screening for NFS operations, you need to enable the inode to path feature on the volume, which is on by default. New in Data ONTAP 7.3, the inode to path feature now uses a native Waffle API instead of Zappy or Zephyr API for faster results. Before Data ONTAP 7.3, the maximum file extension length was 3 characters. With this update, the maximum extension length has increased to 260 characters. This change affects virus scanning as well. 2 new features have been added to allow third-party F-policy application servers to manage quotas. First, a storage system running Data ONTAP 7.3 will now send file size and owner information to a third-party F-policy application server. Second, the F-policy engine with Data ONTAP 7.3 sends notifications to an F-policy server when a client accesses the file and changes the security descriptor information. The security descriptor includes owner, group, directory access control list, or DACL, and system access control list, or SACL, information. With hierarchical storage management servers and NetApp's F-policy services, data can be intelligently migrated based upon predefined policies. In this example, the enabled policy requires the HSM server to migrate files more than 6 months old from the primary storage system to the secondary. A stub or sparse file will remain on the primary storage system, which will represent the migrated file to clients. When a client requests to read or write to a file that has been migrated to a secondary storage system, the event is passed to the HSM server and the file is migrated back to the primary storage system. The primary storage system then responds to the request with the newly migrated file. Although storage is more efficiently managed with this type of migration policy while allowing clients to retrieve the file, the process increases latency in the read and write transactions. Typically, a SIS request times out within 40 seconds. If this process takes longer to migrate the file back from the secondary, an error will appear on the client. Starting with data ONTAP 7.3, HSM servers will be able to handle read requests without migrating the complete file back to the primary storage system. This feature is called Read Redirect, and it reduces latency while still allowing for better management of space. If the Read Redirect feature is enabled, the HSM server will provide the data from the primary to the secondary server without migrating the file back to the primary. For write operations, the HSM server will repopulate the file onto the primary storage system. This feature only works with read requests, and there's no current caching of read redirect information at the HSM server or the primary storage system. F-policy is a real-time mechanism for controlling data ONTAP file services. F-policy can interrupt file service flow in CIFS, NFS, and other network file access protocols. It includes APIs and tools used by the third-party applications to enforce file policies on a storage system. If the F-policy solution has flaws or is poorly sized, then clients might be prevented from accessing files. Data ONTAP 7.3 introduces new F-policy safeguards that provide default responses if the F-policy application server doesn't respond in a timely manner. Each of these are disabled by default and must be enabled separately. The 4 safeguard scenarios are listed on the screen. For more information, please see Technical Report 3640 entitled F-Policy Safeguards in Data ONTAP. In this module, you have learned about the features of Data ONTAP 7.3 that are compatible with Windows Server 2008. You've also learned about SecTrace, Secure Trace Route command, the new tool used to test access permissions. You've seen how to describe a sparse file and how it disables space reservations. You have learned how to use the options sys.lm compatibility level command for minimum level security in CIFS. And you've also learned about the transparent redirect feature of F-policy. Now, these are the updates for network attached storage in Data ONTAP 7.3, and thank you once again.